Good Saturday morning, Looney Tunes Critic fans. I'm very nostalgic for this cartoon. And I, Freeling, will direct this cartoon. I'm very nostalgic for this cartoon for a very, very specific reason. And I do sometimes criticize people for defending stuff based purely on their nostalgia for where they were in their life when they were originally watching it, and placing that with, because there's a lot of people that like Space Jam for that. It's like it was a good time in their life, and that's fine and dandy, but to argue the merits of it against my video that analyzes the merits of the movie itself and then tell me that I'm wrong because you had a good time when you were 14 watching it, well, that's not the same thing now, is it? No. That being said, this is a good cartoon, but largely the reason I have such affection for this cartoon is because I remember where I was when I first saw it, and it was in a movie theater. The first time I ever saw this cartoon was the way God intended. God damn it. In a movie theater. Yes. It's exactly what happened. God said, let there be cartoons in a movie theater and not on the television screen, thus making it ironical if in future a critic of such cartoons plays them back while commenting on the importance of them being in theaters, puts them in a graphic of a television. Wow, that is some severe wisdom. Oh, great one, wise one. But yeah, I saw this in a theater. The Anthony Wayne. I grew up in the 80s in Wayne, Pennsylvania. And if you look it up now, it's actually endangered kind of thing. SaveTheAnthonyWayne.com. If you guys watch that video rental review series on reviews on Cinemassacre with the Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe, and a whole bunch of other guys, they did the Predator review in the Anthony Wayne Theater, and then they also promoted it, and there's a whole joke about Save the Anthony Wayne Theater. Well, the Anthony Wayne Theater was about a 5 to 10 minute walk from my house, and that I grew up in. And during the 90s, I think it was the late 80s or the summer of 1990, maybe. That sounds about right. The theater, I don't know which theater they were affiliated with at the time, which major theater chain, but there was because Roger Rabbit had been so successful, they started running old Warner Brothers shorts. I forget which theater chain it was that had the deal with Warner Brothers, but somebody in the comments will say, I'm sure. But at this time, they were running shorts before the features. And I seem to recall myself and my sister going to see Arachnophobia, which is, considering, I didn't want to. It's not that I didn't mean to. I didn't want to, but I did kill a spider yesterday. But it was a brown recluse, so I feel vindicated. But anyway, we went to go see Arachnophobia. And this cartoon was right before it. And it was the first time I ever saw it. And I saw it in the theater. And for all that stuff that I've said about, Frizz being, my least favorite director, I don't dislike Frizz. To see what Frizz does, this is all Virgil Ross, I believe. To see what Frizz does on the big screen in a theater with an audience and hearing them laugh, that's how you're supposed to see it. And that's the first time I saw this cartoon. And I kind of now wish that I wish I could see every cartoon for the first time in a theater with an audience, because there would probably be a greater number of cartoons that I would like. Because I don't know what I would think of this cartoon necessarily if I hadn't seen it. You know what I mean? If I hadn't seen it, I love that pose. If I hadn't seen it in a theater, because the audience loved these two. Understandably, it's Mel Blanc and Stan Freberg, and also I can relate because I've done this thing that they're doing, and I've had the exact same reaction to trying to get the gas out, and oh my god, oh yeah, you feel it starts in your feet. Let me just tell you that before that you get your face green and you start wanting to puke. The first thing you feel is in your feet. Your feet burn up. Just letting you know. But yeah, I mean, this cartoon is like a perfectly told joke, because it all builds up like to this punchline.
Yeah, I'm sure I filled up before we left.
Because it all builds up to this perfect punchline, and even though the punchline is that they use the furniture, there's an added, punchline, and then a tag to that punchline too, which, spoilers, they're having the TV. They're so happy to have the TV, and then
when we get electricity.
and then it's a really brilliant cartoon. Anyway, see you next week, everybody.